Well, it is the first day of November, and what better way to celebrate than making a dish packed with fall flavor? Are you ready for this? I know I am. Cider glazed pumpkin gnocchi. Doesn't get much more fall than that, does it, Jimmy?
And here to show us how it is done is Chef Kevin Reading from Brickworks Brewing, and eats cider glazing pumpkin, what she said, because I can't for some reason say gnocchi.
And if he looks familiar, he's from Abbott's.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, we were asking you about gnocchi,
right?
And then we just decided we're going to call them dumplings.
Dumplings. That's it. Actually, we were doing a dish called chicken and dumplings, but not your mama's chicken and dumplings.
Yeah.
But we're using a patasciutto gnocchi. There's no potato in that. It's actually making a choux paste and then folding in your cheeses and your herbs and everything like that. So.
Okay.
But this is a great fall type of dish, and I'm using a lot of product from Pfeiffer's. It's that time of season right now that they're doing the great ciders, apple cider.
Yes.
So that's kind of what prompted this, the butternut squash and all that. I have a butternut squash over here, and one of the ways that I like to do it is that you have a lot of the flesh in this part and you have the seeds here. So I make a cut here and here, and then I'll roast this. I'll seed this and roast it, and then here I'll take and actually cube them down and put them in a 350-degree oven, season them, and then kind of use them in my dish as we go, kind of restaurant style.
So you want me to take the end off and cut here?
And over here, we have one of the Pfeiffer apples, and I like to take just the edges off either end, and then I peel it around the side. And while you guys are doing that, I made a little brown butter, and a brown butter is taking regular butter and you're heating it over low to medium heat until it starts to become amber. The milk solids come down to the bottom, and I throw a little sage in there, so it's like a sage brown butter, really fallish. And part of the, not just flavor, it also has a great property where it has a higher viscosity. You know, so if you're cooking, if you're cooking with butter, how it burns, and you get those pieces of burning. So it's kind of like a clarified butter where the viscosity now is much higher, and you don't have any bits.
Nice.
How about
so
that?
I'm putting
peeling this?
Yeah, if you can just go around the outside.
Go around the outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
When you say viscosity, I think motor oil.
Yeah, well, it's kind of, but well, I'm going to add some pumpkin gnocchis, just for the sake of time. I went ahead and made these ahead of time, and I'm just going to let them in just sit them in the pan here, and you can see just with the brown butter here, you can see it starting to bubble there. I want it to brown on one side, if I could. I also took a couple of really nice baby sage leaves out of my garden today, and I'm just going to put those in there and just kind of let it become aromatic into the dish.
Doesn't get any fresher than that, does it?
Does not. Yeah.
I'm not doing this as good as you do. You know that, right?
That's all right.
Okay.
That's all right. We're just showing how easy it can be, though. I did a little duck confit. Now, duck confit is I take the legs off of a whole duck, and I cure it for 24 hours with a brown sugar salt cure. And then I cook it in its own fat at 275 for about 5 hours. It becomes unbelievably tender and versatile. So I'm going to put a handful of the pieces in here.
Tender and versatile is always good.
Yeah. A little bit of the duck.
Did I do that right?
You did awesome.
I did.
Oh, look, you done
what I do here is with the knife, I kind of square it off, like restaurant style.
Right.
So it makes it easy so you don't hurt yourself. So I'll square it off like that. And then you can make your cuts like this. And then you can do your small dices. And then turn them sideways.
And just kind of cube them up.
And cube them up.
Gotcha.
And then with this guy, I would cut it in half. And then take the seeds out, put a little bit of oil, salt, and pepper, skin side down on a 350-degree oven for about 30 minutes. And matter of fact, last night I did this, and I just brought it home for my snack. I just ate it with a spoon.
Really? Oh my goodness.
Just heat it up just slightly.
All right, so what do you want me to do?
I mean, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show the end product was here, which now I'm going to add to this guy right here. So we have, right now we have the patasciutto gnocchi, which is pumpkin, duck confit, butternut squash. I'm going to add a little walnut. Oh, I love walnut. And I'm going to add, your apples look much better than mine.
Yay.
So I'm going to use your apples in this dish.
My apples. I was afraid you would.
You can just throw them right in there if you would.
The whole thing?
Yeah, and we'll try to make it where it hits into the butter here a little bit.
There's nothing wrong with these apples.
No, they're good.
They've just been,
You better make sure, Jimmy, though.
Yeah.
All right. So at this point, so we have the butter. I'm going to actually deglaze this right now with a little bit of the cider.
So what does deglazing do?
Deglazing, what it's going to do is it's going to kind of pop the gnocchis off the bottom of the pan.
Oh, okay.
So where where it normally would stick. This is going to allow it to kind of release and and cook. So.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we're going to let that cook up a little bit.
I'm going to raise the heat a little bit.
If you would like this recipe, just send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to 1729 North Salisbury Boulevard, Salisbury, Maryland, 21801. You can also go to our website, delmarvalife.com, or give us a call, 443-880-9116. Just make sure you let us know you want the cider glazed gnocchi.
Telling you, you need to pay for smell-o-vision because this would be worth it.
Yeah, a lot of fall smells here.
This is nice.
Yeah.
So about how long does this take?
What's that, the apples?
What'd you know? Not going to take long with me, I'm telling you that right now.
This whole dish, I mean, if you're actually making the gnocchis from scratch, that's one process. But this actual process here could be a 4 or 5 minute type thing.
Wow.
If you got all your ingredients ready, it can be very quick.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm ready to eat something.
Yeah.
So how long we need here?
Okay.
We're good to go?
Oh, we're good to go.
Okay.
It's looking good. It's smelling good. That's what I got to learn how to do, Chef.
All right, so I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to get this all put together, plated, and take a taste of it. Got to let it cool down.
Yes, absolutely.